Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be giving you my top 10 insights for catalogue design within Canva, working with multi-page documents, and I'm also going to be within that showing you how to actually create a digital flipbook direct from within the Canva platform. So on the screen we have got one of our Christmas catalogue designs. Our top design, even though this is intended for digital print, digital purposes, it is also actually set up for print purposes should you wish to have print as an option. But as already said, I'm going to be showing you how to create a flipbook here today. So it's entirely up to you. The way that you work with the document is important for print purposes, so you would need to bear that in mind from the outset before you start editing and changing things. So you know, always have that working method in mind for what your end intention is for the document. So what I'm going to do first of all is just make a copy of this document for good practice. I'll show you how to do that here. File menu, down to make a copy, and I always do this with a template that's not from within Canva, not a Canva's ready one that's available, say here on the left hand side under the template section. And that's just because, for good practice in terms of if anything goes wrong, if you lose an image and things like that you may not be able to get within the Canva platform itself for free, then obviously you're going to want to have to be able to revert back to your original file. So I've just done file make a copy, which you've seen me do, and here you can see the name of the book. The design is Christmas Brochure version 2 copy. So I'm going to work on this one. You can rename it, and if you've watched our Canva for Beginners series, all this type of basic editing and you're introduced to all of that there. So do go and have a look. I'll add a link in the description box for the actual beginner series for anyone who's new to Canva and interested in dabbling in it, and at the end we'll do like a screen card to help you find it more easily if you wish to look at that. So we're in here. I'm going to turn on the margins because even though we're intending this for digital purposes, so as long as you can see images and text that you're using on your screen, as long as you can see what you want on your screen, it doesn't matter about the print bleed if you're not working with it for print purposes. So the margin is there as a guide for print purposes as well. This is the margin, this perforated line here. And as discussed in the previous series for beginners, you would want for print purposes just to bear in mind that any text that you need displayed in your end document should be on or inside, round inside and on those lines in between, not outside near the edge of the document. Okay, all right, so first thing when it comes to working with a multi-page document that you intend to use as a catalogue and to create a flipbook with from within Canva is the way that you work with the document, the display view. So this view that we've currently got is the default view. So anytime you open a template, you're going to be brought into a view that looks like this, the user interface followed by a single file, single pages in a row or in a column even, going down the page. So at the bottom right hand corner of the screen you have the number of pages within the document or file showing at the bottom, and it's for the grid view, and you click the grid view, and here now you can get a better overall view of what the actual document looks like within it, all in one screen. So that's quite helpful if you're creating a multi-page document. So for example, you can also increase the number of pages here, and I'm going to show you how to do that in the default view and within this view. But this is probably the best view for working with a multi-page document, so that you can see everything in one place in order to inform your decisions as you go. So the first thing I want to show you other than that is how to add a page. And if we go here, there's the add page icon, so you can do it two ways on this document within this view. You can click the add page button here, and because this page was selected, it's automatically added the page after that first cover page. Now this is fine, you could actually have a blank page as your inside cover. So this is your cover page. This was originally then the inside front cover, so as you open the document, this is what you would have had on the inside. But now we're saying we want the blank page, and then it will automatically, the next page will automatically be the Christmas decorations one here, number 3. Alright, so another way of adding a page within the document is just to use your mouse pointer, and you can see here it's showing you the little plus symbol as you go between each of the pages, and that's another way to add a page. So again, if you wanted to, just prior to the last page, we could add another blank page maybe as your inside back cover. So that's your back cover here, number 10 now. So even though this document is going to be set up for digital use, well, it's set up for print and digital use, but even though it's intended for digital use as a shareable flipbook or an interactive PDF once we're finished, what you will need to bear in mind, regardless of whether or not it's for print or digital use, is that when you add pages to a flipbook design or a brochure design with turnable pages, you're going to want to do it in increments of 4 pages. So the fact that I've only added 2 pages is not enough for it to display correctly if you were, say, printing it later on as a brochure. We have to do it in increments of 4. So this is another thing that you would need to bear in mind if you were wishing to use this design for print purposes after you've used it for digital purposes, for example. So you would need to add another 2 pages. So it will basically be minimum number of pages for a brochure for print purposes would be 8 pages, and then the next increment would be 12 pages, 15, 20, 24, 28 and so on. And it normally, for a basic flipbook, not flipbook like a hardback, but maybe like a lightweight mailer type catalogue, would be 44 pages. So these are all things to bear in mind if you are wanting to design with print in mind for later on, after you've shared it digitally as a flipbook or as an interactive PDF. So that said, we already have 10 pages. So another thing you can do, instead of just adding blank pages, is you can actually duplicate one of the designs that's already here. So for example, you might decide that on the inside front cover you would actually like this design to show twice. So page 3, you might want that to be side by side. So what you would do is you have an option to select the item. So you select it with your mouse, and you can duplicate a page here. So that's one way of doing it. So I'll just click duplicate, and it's added it side by side. And then that means that you would have the option, so you've just gone from having 6 items on your page here to making it a cross spread with 12 items. So previously these 2 pages would have been side by side, 4 and 5 were originally 2 and 3. And the view that you would have got would have enabled you to have, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products listed, 7, 8 on this page. This is a full page image that's used to display, this is just an example obviously of what your product could be, and then there are 2 items on here, so we've done 2 product listings. So we've gone from having 8 product options to having 12 as you go. So you can see how you can use these designs to add more product possibilities. So you don't just have to have between, say, 17 and 20 as per the original 8-page document. You can duplicate these pages until your heart's content. You can replace these full-page images with your own products that might have multiple items within them, and then add those products, duplicate these text boxes, for example, and then, you know, use them for the other items that appear in that image. So what we can also do then is, I've shown you adding pages and duplicating a page from within this view. I think we can also then, let's delete the pages that we just added. So again, we can delete here by right clicking on the mouse. Once you've selected the page that you no longer wish to have, you can delete the page here. You can also go up to the delete page button up here on the right hand corner and click the icon there for the trash can. So there's two ways of doing that there. I'm just going to delete this page, and I'm going to delete this page as well for now. And then if I want to work on the page, a particular page, we're going back into the default view just by double clicking that image. So given that this document has been set up for print purposes, this actual image is set as a background image within the design. So if you were replacing it with your own product image, you would detach the image, or you could go elements, uploads even, and for example, some of these items here are products that we've used before in the design. So it might be that you want to say this maybe. It's got 2 items in it, just to give you an idea of what type of images can be used for this type of page. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to right click that and replace background. Oh, I think I've done it in the wrong box. You can also drag it. So I've just undone that, and I think it added it to the image of the ornament there. I'm going to delete that. Let it undo because I've placed it back in delete. So again, you can delete the item, and now you can see that this has affected the colouring of the text. So these are things to bear in mind when you're changing out product images for your own product images on this type of page. So obviously with the ones that have got multiple item listings showing for the page, the actual background is set. But what you can do is, like I said, you can duplicate the page. You can also select all of it and copy. So you left click from the top left hand corner, drag down, and then you can copy all of those in the usual way, Control C, and then you could paste them. Say if we still had a blank page, you could paste them in instead of doing the duplicate page. But basically that background design can then be used on your other pages. Again, just going back to here, you can see that the text box still works. Just left clicking to drag and reposition that one. And let's see, there's another one here hidden there in the other font, and we can also just place that somewhere else to make it more obvious. And say if there was another item, you would just copy and paste. Again, you can go Control C, Control V, or you can left click and go copy and then click on your page again, paste. So if you had a third item in there, you can make the most of your page and your, you know, product listings in that sense. Here obviously we've the word, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The word Christmas has appeared against the white background. So what you can do is select the whole word, Control A, or drag your cursor across, and then you click the font color that you wish to change it to. This will bring up all the font colors available within the design. So this teal or pine green here is what's been used for this green text. Then you've got black text there in the middle, and again here green text, and again the white font for the design, the domain name has disappeared. So you can either make it all green, or to make it pop you can turn it black maybe. All you have to do is select the box, the text box. You don't have to select the whole word for in order for the colour to be applied. You can just select the box and click the font colour you wish. And then here, this item is actually grouped, and we've done it because when you want to remove or reorder around the items on the page, you're going to want to move them together, so it's grouped. So I'm going to show you how to ungroup as well, but first of all I'm going to show you how to select the text. So again, you can select the text box just by double clicking within it. So this aspect of this grouped object, these grouped objects, you can either select it all by dragging the cursor across, or Control A to select it, or right click and copy, right click Control A to select all. Okay, and then I change that colour to black just to make that pop and be in synchrony with the rest of the design. So that's how you would change out colours if necessary, and add text if necessary to edit the text that's within there. Obviously this has been has two colours within it, so when you actually want to change out text, just select the area that's all black or all green, but you know, one piece at a time in that respect, and then type in the product description or the colour or the size of the document. I mean, you don't have to use all of this information. This was just to help guide you. If you had a product reference number, you could use it. If you want to give the price number, you could use it. If you want to give the price, you can give it, and then that would be that basically in terms of the information that you wish to put on. It might be that you don't need product numbers if you don't want to use them, or maybe you prefer to use the product number instead of the product code, because it refers to the product number within this brochure design, so it'll be easy for you to work out if someone was to email you instead of click a link. So anyway, the next thing would be to add links to your text and to your images. So you could add a link to a product page or a product listing. So if you have a website, or say you have a shop on a marketplace like Etsy, or maybe you have a Facebook shop, you can use any of the URL address links or hyperlinks that you've got to add to these boxes. So for example, you could add a product listing to this text box, and again you can do that here at the top right hand corner of the screen. You can click the link button, and then all you would do is paste in your product listing link. So let me just find one here. So this is just for one of our templates in our design store. Control copy. I'm just selecting the whole link, and I'm going to go back to my copy of my brochure, and I'm going to paste it into this box on the top right hand side, and I push the return key on the keyboard in order to set it. Now, I don't want my links underlined, so if I go up to the top part of the toolbar here, and the U is now highlighted in grey, all I have to do is click that again to remove the link. Not remove the link, remove the underlining, so that it's not changing the look of my design. Again, you might want to add a link to, you know, once you've entered in your own domain name. So if it was my company, that that would be busykinds.co.uk. Again, you can highlight the text, or you can just click the actual text box, the object, click the link button, paste in either the product listing, but in this case it will be the website. I'm just going to take off the product listing part and just keep the HTTPS address aspect and just click return, the return key, the enter key on the keyboard again, and that has set that. And again, it's underlined it, which we don't want to change the style of the design. So I'm just going to, while the box is selected, unclick the underline, and again you can see here that this is grey. This link icon is now showing as grey for this when this text box is selected. If I click the one above it, now it's not. So that implies or indicates that a link has been added. And then you can click on it again and it will show you what the link is. And then here you can go to the link from this part while you're working within the design. But once you export it, these are going to be clickable links within your document that your customers can click and bring straight to your product listings. So I hope that all makes sense. So we have now covered adding and removing pages, adding hyperlinks to text box. Let's add hyperlinks to an actual image. So you might want to add, to ensure that people don't miss your links. For example, you can add the same link to two aspects. So you could do a link to your actual text, and you could also do a product listing link to the image that the text applies to. So what you do is you do exactly the same thing as before. You can either click the link up here, or you can right click on your image as I've just done, and this is another way of adding a link to your object. So you can click link here, and I'm just going to paste the same product listing hyperlink that I've already used, push the return key, and again I'm going to do the same with this. Let's see, right click, you can add a link this way on the text boxes as well. Click the link, then paste, Control V, return key again. So now again we don't want the text, when it is text that you apply the link to, it automatically underlines it to show it as a link, as common practice, but we don't want that to affect the design. So removing the link by unclicking the underline again, and obviously that didn't affect the image aspect of it. So now we've got first product on this page hyperlinked. Again, I wanted to show you how to ungroup, so ungrouping, if you can see that an object or as text, because there are two different types of text, that's why they've been grouped. So as I explained, when you move it around the page you want them to move together, so that is why they've been grouped. And then to ungroup them, so to show you that they're grouped, you could right click on the thing and it shows you ungroup here as an option. So obviously that implies that they are grouped, as does this box that's around, bounding box that's around both words together. So you can ungroup them if you want to. I don't recommend it, but this is just something that's good to know. Let me just go down here and remove that underline, so we know we've done a link there. So number 8 and number 1 have been linked, and again the headings for each of the pages have also been grouped on these designs, and you can change them to suit your own intentions. You might want to say stocking fillers here instead, and just because it's grouped doesn't mean you can't change it, so you don't need to ungroup it to do that. So you could have a whole spread of 12 different gift ideas or stocking fillers, and then it just shows you how easy it is to change out the headings. Again, remembering that these margins are there to guide you. You turn them on via the file menu option, and you just go down to file, show margins, and obviously it's just good practice to work with them on whether you're using it for print or not, just in terms of spatial awareness and design layout. Alright, so again, if you're changing that one to stocking fillers, let's change this one to stocking fillers. And again, you can change the font colours to work better with the design. You can change, you can add in your own background images if you like. This one, we've got loads of little snowflakes added to the design, you know, for the Christmassy theme. But you can also add your own image if you wish to, or you can copy in order to ensure that it stays set up for print purposes and that the image covers the full print bleed area as it would need to if you intended it to print it later on. You just copy the design and you would, so you can copy it this way, right click copy, or you can copy it by selecting the object and Control C, and then once you're actually on the object you would select the background and click paste, and then you would arrange and you would send it to back. So you can see how you can put an image in. Obviously this isn't the best image to use, so let me just see if I can jazz it up with something else that's more festive. So for example, if you like the plain white look, let's see if this one's any good. You just drag that and you can drop it into the background too. So you can see how you can add an image in as a background image to one where there isn't already an existing one that you don't intend to use, as you have this one to, you know, promote products further. Okay, so we have added pages, we've duplicated pages, we've added images to the background of a page, an existing page that you and that you wish to have several objects on or products on. We've added links. I showed you the various ways to do that. You can also rearrange and reorder your pages. So going back to the view, we've still got here. So now we've got, you know, we've changed the headings on this so you can see roughly what it would look like. Again, you know, if you like this background image, you can also remove these bows if you don't like them. You can also remove the snowflakes if you prefer not to have them and just put in a festive design behind. You can see that these images have actually got white frames behind them, so you can change the colours on those too just by selecting them if you wish to change. So you can see how versatile the design is and how easy it is to change. So reordering the pages now might be an option. So what I think would be the best thing to do for this as it stands would be if we duplicate this page again. So just clicking on the little menu button here on the top right corner of the actual image, I'm going to say duplicate this page again. So these now actually appear the same, and if you did want to keep this type of a design as your background image, you could. But effectively what we're doing is we've effectively just added 2 pages that are the same as the original inside cover. So now we've got a double spread as you open up, full of 12 products, and then when you go to the next page you're going to have the same design as would have originally been there, with the 6 products and 2 or 3 in whatever image you choose to use on page 5 here. So I'm going to go back into the page 4. I'm going to remove this image. I'm just going to detach it. We'll leave the actual image box. No, we won't. We're going to delete it altogether, so because you know how to do that now. And then I'm going to go back into the view. We have 10 pages again, and then again here, if you would like to, so this basically keeps the design flowing as it was to begin with. So if you know, keep this page 4 and page 5 together, and then a full page with page 6 and page 7 with more products on one page, so that you've got that kind of flow. That might be the best way to approach it. And then if I add, say, 2 more pages, I'm going to add these 2 in the middle. So I'm going to duplicate this one, and then I'm going to duplicate the second design. And then what happens is when you get to page 7 and you turn the page, you now have a double page spread of the Christmas gift ideas and homeware. So it could be that you want more Christmas gift ideas, or you want more homeware ideas, or a dedicated spread to something else, gifts for them, and you could do that. So let's say, so we've got gift ideas, just general gift ideas there. So let's say for her and for him, or for them. Let's do that. We'll have a double page spread for gift ideas, Christmas for them. Let's do that. So again, you can see you just select without ungrouping, and then this is going to be, so it's the second image that's been duplicated. So this is page 6 and page 7 will be together, page 8 and page 9 will be together, and then page 10 and 11 will be the outside back front. And that actually the outside back, the inside back, sorry, and the previous one to that. Okay, so you can see now that we actually have 12 pages. So the good thing about that is that it will work in terms of display, whether you want to print it or not, or for it just to be a flipbook. When the pages turn, everything will render properly and it will all work because you've increased within a multiple of 4. Okay, so we said Christmas for them, Christmas for them, or it could be like a children's. You might want a children's section, kids, and you could gifts for them for kids, and then you would obviously replace these with your children's gifts, or you know, whatever the subject is, topic. And we've already done the links. So now let's have a look at it as 12-page spread. So obviously this is page 1 is the cover page. You open it. Page 2 is your inside front cover. Page 3 is page opposite that, and then you turn that page and it brings you to 4 and 5. Turn page 5 brings you to 6 and 7. Turn page 7 brings you to 8 and 9, and they're together just to help understand how it works. Turn page 9 and it brings you to 10 and 11, and then you have your outside cover on the back. So what you would want to do is add, if you have your domain name, if you want the domain name showing on the bottom, you can add links to all of those pages. So like we did with the Busy Kind one. Here we added Busy Kind, so you could basically do the same thing for everyone. So again, link, or right click, or menu click, and then link that way as well. And you would do that for every single page, and then again for every single product and product image you would add links to. You can't do it together, you can only do it separately, one at a time. Again, you would add your link button that way and paste it in, and you would add your link text, hyperlink information, including the HTTP part. So the best thing I would say is just to copy and paste the full. So clicking at the end of your URL, your unique reference link, and select it all, Control A, copy, right click copy, or Control C to copy, and again just paste it in place. So you would say edit link, Control V, and again just click the home button to show you that the HTTPS information is there, and then I'll just click the end button and return. So it's just a case of copying, pasting, pushing the return key, and then if you want to ensure that you've got double chance of a customer clicking a link that brings them through to a product listing in whichever shop, you know, what online shop platform you have, again recommend to do the product images and the product text, just so that it's easy for them to navigate the page. And return, copy, paste, return. So we have looked at adding and removing pages. We've spoken about the 4-page intervals, increments to increase your pages by within your document to ensure it stays within general for good practice purposes, for whether you want to print it or not. You increase from 8 by 4 pages to 12 to 16 to 20. So the general rule is just 4 at a time. So I hope that makes sense now when I've run through it. We've deleted pages, we've added a new page background, we've added links, and we've looked at different page views, so you can have the default view or go into the grid view. I think that kind of pretty much covers all of the editing aspects of it, and now you would be ready to share your file. So you're going to want to export it. Once you've added all of your links to your product images, your product text has been edited and suits your purposes, you've added in new background images to suit your products here on these pages as well, and again, like I said, you can also add in background images to the existing snowflake design pages. Just what I would say, just to reiterate, copy and paste from another existing 4-page image, because they've already been set up for print purposes, just in case you want to do that later on down the line, and you just paste it in and it will work, and then you send it to the back. So to arrange the order of your images so that your text appears on the front. We've talked about grouping objects in terms of text objects and changing font colours to work better with new background images in case they affect the design when they're replaced. So the next thing to do is share the file. So we are going to go to the top right hand corner of the screen, and there are 2 ways that you can do this. So we're going to download a PDF first, and the PDF we choose from the file type here, and we choose PDF standard. You can, if you're printing it, go to PDF print, but if this is for sharing digitally as an interactive document, you choose PDF standard. So it says here, best for documents and emailing. So we are going to click download all 12 pages. You can see here it's downloading the file. It's done here. And so open that, and then as we scroll through the images, it will show us all 12 pages. You can view them as change the view to work differently in terms of whether or not you want it to be like a screen show and things like that. But what this is, just opened it up on the web browser. So if you can see here, I did add a link to this text line, and you can see that the pointer, see the pointer, the cursors to the pointers changing from a pointer to a fingertip, a finger pointer, which implies that there is a web link there, and you can see here that it's showing on the bottom of the screen. So let's see here, product 1 we definitely did. It will actually pick it up whether you have or you haven't, so it's important that you check all of the images anyway. I know that I've done it for product 1 on this page, so if I click this one now just to show you how it would work. So it's opened my product page here. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back down to that page here. I'm going to right click on it and say open in a new tab, just because that will make more sense. And there it is again. And then we did the busy kind domain name here. Oh, I actually changed it. And you can see that brings you to my landing page of my actual website. Okay, so we're going to go back again. Oh, we've got the Flipbook there. I'm going to show you that too. And then Heyzine now works better with this, where it's been repositioned, the text has been repositioned. Obviously you'd renumber your product numbers, but that gives you an idea of how it would work for your customers, and you would email them this document. I'm going to exit that just for a second. I'm going to exit these, and I'm going to now show you how to create a flipbook. So from within the Canva app you can actually create a flipbook. I'm going to show you how to do that now. Share, click down here at the bottom of the options, and then you scroll down. So you've got here, you've got share, you've got social, save, messaging. We want to get to design, and here we have an option called Heyzine Flipbooks. Now this is available via Canva without any subscription to Canva, so you can use this free of charge, and Heyzine actually provide the service free of charge as well for you to use and keep your flipbook. So this is a fantastic resource for small businesses. So I'm just going to click that. I want all 12 pages. I had 1 to 10 selected for some reason, but I want all 12, so I just made sure by clicking that box, and I'm going to click done. And what's going to happen is it's going to open this document. It's going to save it, preparing it, and then it's going to open it in Heyzine. And the thing with the Heyzine flipbook is that you can share it via various social platforms, social networking platforms. You can also email it. You can also share it as embed it as a flipbook within your website, which I'll show you how it looks because I've already done it on mine with the original version. So I'm not going to continue editing. I'm going to go view in Heyzine Flipbooks. And what you must do now is, if you haven't already got an account with them, it's a free account, you don't want to lose your design if you're happy with it, you will need to log in. So it gives you an actual, if you're a new user or first time user, it gives you a little pop-up message at the beginning just to say anonymous flipbooks are deleted after 1 week. Please log in and register to ensure it's saved to your dashboard. So that's fine. But what you can do from within here is edit how it will appear. So here you've got controls. So if you do embed it into your website, you can click the controls aspect of it here. You can give your customers different options to, make these different things available, whether or not you want to be able to jump from the first page to the last page, or give them a previous next page, is up to you. But the zoom button, the print, the share, the download, and the full screen are all good ideas. You can change the style. So for your arrows and your turny pages, so here you can see that the turny page here has got an arrow there. This implies that this style is the one that's selected. But you can choose from what's available to suit your own domain if you are sharing it this way. And then scroll actions, and you want it to load on the first page. So you can change what page it opens on or loads on. So obviously I keep it as a cover page. Scroll action, you can use the scroll on your mouse to navigate. So that will basically turn the pages, or it will zoom in and zoom out, or you can say none. So I leave it on navigate because it's quite handy. As you can see, I'm just scrolling on my mouse now, and it's actually turning the pages. So I'm going to go through that with you now. Close that. Any changes you make will be to the document will automatically happen, but you have to save it. So remember to save it as you go, in terms of if you add controls or change the look, the layout, and it will show you here what you've made available. You can share it. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, email, WhatsApp, Messenger, and I think that's Telegram. That last one, yeah, Telegram, and then you can download it. So this is basically all the things that your customers will be able to do, or whoever has access to this via your website. that's going through, people can print it. So if they want to print off a copy, they can, instead of you having it printed at the shop as an actual brochure. So it's a sustainable thing. You can zoom in and zoom out, drag and move. You can make it bigger. I've zoomed in, so let me zoom out. And then you can turn the pages, and it has the sound effect and everything. And again, here the links are all pulled through. You can see the fingertip, the cursor's changing from the arrows changing to a finger pointer to indicate that there is a link here. And again, these ones now are showing you that they're not clickable because the links haven't been set yet. But when you do set the links, they will all carry through on your design. So let's show you how it looks when you turn the pages. So you can see why I kept this is a 2-page spread, and I kept the original design as a 6 spread with the full page image here. And again, here you can see that the domain name that we did edit is clickable, and it will open that in a new page. That brings you to my domain. So once you embed it into your website, you will have something that looks like this. And again, you get all the features. This is the original design. And all sounds and all the options to share. And then if you have a link connected, it will open it up from within your embedded design as well. So it's really a fantastic resource for anyone, whether you're a designer or whether you're a small business, to know that you can use this service for free, and they will also give you up to 5 flipbooks for free before you subscribe to any of their plans. So it's well worth it, because then again you can always use these designs and change them out later on to suit different aspects, different seasons, and things like that. So I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to log in before you leave. Once you're actually happy with your end document, you can always go back into Canva and re-export the design if you didn't save it the first time around with Heyzine and create an account with them. But like I said, it's an absolutely free service, and I think it's, like I said, it's a fantastic option for small businesses. So if you're new to Canva, remember we have a Canva for Beginners series where we go into the basics, such as adding text, replacing images, for example these types of images, you know how to replace them and things like that. Font colours is covered, and all that kind of thing as well. But for all intents and purposes today, we've covered 10 must-knows for creating a catalogue that you can turn into a flipbook within Canva. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon.